Let me tell you something about this Philadelphia Flyers team. They are cooking. They got something special that we're going to see the remainder of this season. It says right here, Flyers Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance, on the air. Here's Scott Hartnell, Al Morgani, and when you look at what this team has done, they've won three straight on the road. They took 3 or 4 on the road trip. They've won 5 of their last 7 games. And Hartsey, we said in the pregame program, would this win define them as something other than we thought they were going in?
Yeah, well, the Devils are atop in the Atlantic Division, right? You go through Florida, which is not an easy place to win in. Islanders are a great hockey team right now. And then you come to Devils, who have been undefeated in regulation at home, come in, up 4-1, made it interesting at the end, but just a solid effort. And when you do that stuff on the road, it makes hockey fun for these guys. They're the smiles on their face, Dan Vladar kicking, great interview with the guys there. So just a lot to be happy about here right now by the Flyers.
Absolutely, Hartsey. Al, you've got to love the fight in this Flyers team.
Yeah, it looks like a team that thinks it's going to win throughout a game now. That's a turning point for this team. When you get ahead and then things go the wrong way, they don't let it get to them. They come back and they manage to fight off. The penalty kill was terrific. The goaltending's been, either goaltender lately, been just absolutely terrific. But to me, it's like those key points in games where you can let down, they don't let down.
Let's take a look at the winning moment presented by the Pennsylvania Lottery. And it was 1-0 Flyers, and it was 1-1, then 2-1, 3-1, and here comes Trevor Zegras. Going to make it 4-1, Hartsey.
Yeah, just a little luck here, a breakaway here by probably the Devils' best player, right off the post, and then here comes Tippett here, just the speed right there. Zegras opening up here, Al, and just a good finish.
That's what you're watching, and you just see him open up because he knows this is coming right over to me. With speed, that's what Tippett, a lot of people have speed, but to make a move with speed and a pass, and to then have your winger kind of open up right there, you see him right there, and perfect pass, knock it past the goaltender. We thought maybe this could be an easy night. Well, it turned into an adventure.
Yeah, it was a great ending.
It was, thank goodness. And Owen Tippett's not done. Here's the game changer presented by Sloan Automotive. And Owen Tippett, he's got 1 goal. He earned it the regular way. This goal he earns courtesy of a trip. And it's at the end of the game with less than 1 minute left.
Yeah, it's good stuff here by Owen Tippett, right? The puck's going to come all the way around here with speed. Owen Tippett realized that he's got to put pressure on the defenseman. All they can do is literally trip him, take him down as much as they can. He's going to have an empty netter anyway, so good calls by the ref there. If they trip him after the red line, it's an automatic goal. It's the ref's discretion if it's before that red line.
Yeah, and there's no discretion. To me, it's absolutely he's going to get the goal. I'm sort of glad this was 101 and not 100 to go in there like that. But I mean, that's when you got a guy with that kind of wheels. Like, why not? I have no chance of catching him, right?
So now the Flyers have won 3 straight games, 5 out of their last 7, but the road wins are what's crucial. Also, Hartsey, you played in the second half of back-to-back many times in your career. Both teams doing it tonight. You really got to summon deep to get it going for a game like that, right?
Finally, they win a game on the second half of a back-to-back. It's been a struggle for the Flyers last year, and the first 2 times they've done it in November. So for the Fly guys, it's good to have those legs. They had some jump tonight. They were physical. They were winning battles. Penalty kill was huge, like you mentioned, Al. And Vladar was probably by far the best player again.
Yeah, and it's nice when you have legs that it's on all the lines. I mean, the balance scoring on this team, although it's not double-digit numbers or anything, there's a ton of guys with goals. I mean, 4, 5, 6 goals. I mean, throughout the league, you don't have many teams that have that kind of balance right now.
All right, let's hear from one of the guys who scored tonight, not just 1 goal, but 2. Owen Tippett with his 2 goals and 1 assist post-game in New Jersey.
Particularly in this game?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, at the end of a long road trip like this, you want to close it out the best you can, and we stuck with it. Obviously, the ups and downs throughout the game, and I think we just kept our composure the whole time.
How special was it for you to get number 100 there?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, not one to really look on milestones, but anytime you can get one, it's kind of cool. A lot of credit to the guys in here. We have a lot of fun, and whether it's me or anyone else, we make sure guys feel special.
kind of following up on Kevin's question, it seemed like especially in the second period and even the third after they cut it to 1, you guys were having a lot of possession time in the offensive zone, a lot of cycling. Is that more or less what Tocchet's kind of emphasizing, and do you guys feel like you're getting a better handle on doing that well?
Yeah, I think so. I think we talk about it pretty often, just about being comfortable and confident with guys on your back and hanging on to pucks in, certain situation when you may have, 1 or 2 guys on you. So I think we're getting better at it and getting better at calming things down in times where, things get pretty ramped up and pressure comes everywhere.
I guess speaking of calming things down, they cut the lead to 4-3. Then there's the penalty. You guys killed the penalty, but after that, it seemed like you guys had another surge. I guess how did you guys reset on the fly and kind of take back control?
Yeah, I think, whether you go down, it's a big kill or, whether it's a power play and you don't score, you're looking to gain momentum. I think in times where maybe they came at us a little bit, Vladdy kind of kept us rolling, and it's easy for us to kind of get a jump and get playing in front of him when he's standing on his head like that behind us.
Toyota, electrifying moment. Dan Vladar. 28 saves tonight. None more important than this one in the second period. A 2-on-1. Flyers on the power play. Preserves it with the save right there, Artsy.
Just phenomenal. The athleticism for him to get over, then get back to stop Dawson Mercer, who scored an unreal goal later on in the game. But that's game-changing right there.
Yeah, you look at it going one way and then the other way. It's pretty. The athleticism, as you mentioned, I'm coming to expect it. At first I was like, wow, well, this is really, now it's like, man, I expect that from him now.
When's the last time you saw a goaltender playing in net the way he has for the Flyers?
That's last night.
Brian Boucher. Brian Boucher.
Get out of here. All right, here's the thrill of the game, brought to you by Universal Theme Parks, the exhibition at the Franklin Institute. And this is the Flyers' penalty kill in the third. It's the second straight game. They've had 2 kills in the third period, and this one was huge.
Well, there's one thing killing it off in the first period, right? When it's a kind of a 0-0 game or 1-1 game. This is huge stuff right here, and this is what separates the men from the boys, right? When you can do this kind of stuff, there was big saves, there was great clears, blocks, everything.
And even without Jack Hughes, I mean, you've got Hamilton at the point ready to have a cannon at you right there. And there was penalties. They weren't like the aggressive penalties. It sounds
could have had 4.
Yeah, he could have had a couple. So they've really earned these last 2 W's with this PK.
All right, let's hear from Travis Konecny with a goal and an assist tonight.
What does it say about you guys on this road trip? You win the final 3 games after being shut out. It seemed like you guys really showed some resolve to finish strong.
Yeah, it was good. I think I don't want to say it's a measuring stick for us, but because I think we deserve to be, talked about with the teams that we're playing right now, and I think it just shows that, we have some depth. We're all contributing in different ways. If it's your turn to be on the score sheet, that's what you do. If it's your turn to have a big block or big save from the goalies, like everyone's just stepping up, and we love this group. It's a lot of guys that just want to play for each other and do the right things.
You've talked about how it's been a process to become connected in the offensive zone with what Rick wants to do. Do you feel like that's coming now?
Yeah, it's coming. You can see, there's more opportunities. It's just a matter of sometimes being patient and not getting frustrated, because sometimes when you start a game, their D are buzzing, their breakouts are happening, pretty cleanly, and it's just a matter of sticking to it, and then you're going to get your looks as the game goes on. It's like anything. Like, you start the game, the forecheck's buzzing, their D are buzzing, everyone's moving around and making plays, and you just got to stick with it. And then once we get the forecheck going and you break down the D, then you start, listening to what the coaches are preaching as far as offensive structure, and it gives you a lot of good opportunities.
Travis, they come with a real big push at the end of the second period. Then in the beginning of the third, they cut it to 1 goal. Then you guys have to kill a penalty. It seemed like obviously you guys killed a penalty, but even after that, you kind of took back control of the game. I guess, how did you guys find a way to sort of to stop their momentum and get back rolling?
I think it's just a matter of the last few years, the growth of some of the guys that have been coming up and playing in these moments. I think that speaks to what's happening right now, because we've been in these spots a few times, we've thrown points away, and guys like, I think it was Seal, spoke up in between periods about, like, the points right now are going to matter with these teams towards the end. And, we all know that, but the reminder of that and, for some of the young guys to hear that and understand it, it's huge having leadership like that and, making those guys feel confident with the puck when, you're in a spot you've been in before, you know what to do, you know how to close out the game. They're going to have chances, and you just do your best to, finish it off.
Here's our play of the game, presented by Granite Run Buick GMC and Hummer. Pump up the business. You know that. Okay, this is the start of the second period. 53 seconds in, Hartsey.
Yeah,
look at Matvei Michkov.
Yeah, comes out of the box. He was sitting in the sin bin for a couple minutes. A great kill. And TK, a nice little sauce pass there right to Michkov. He goes, stops right in front of the net, and trickles in now.
Yeah, I thought TK had a real strong game all night. Michkov right toward the blue paint. Doesn't push, though, so it does count. And that's a great move by TK. And Michkov, he's just drooling coming out of that penalty box. He knows what's coming up.
Yeah, you're dreaming of a breakaway, 2-on-1, something like that to happen. And right there it happened.
How many goals have you scored in your career, would you say, that way? Coming out of the box.
A few.
Boom.
Couple breakaways. I remember that. I'm not sure about the 2-on-1s, but
you were in the box.
I was in the box a lot.
Eyes as big as saucers when you get out of the box. There he goes down the sideline. Okay, we got to lower the lights now because we got some film session. Oh no, apparently they stay on. Film session. Who are we taking a look at?
We are taking a look at Travis Konecny's goal, and a beautiful play here by Cam York, defenseman, walking the line, absolutely dangling the Devils defender forward here. Just a good forecheck here as well. TK gets it up there. Guys going to the net as well, but talk about this move.
Yeah,
here
this is going to be at the top. Watch York here. Look at that move.
That's beautiful.
He's got somebody in his sights, and he absolutely steps right around him. And then you're going to see a little soft pass over this way, and then no hesitation at all when you put it through the goaltender.
Yeah, backhand pass too.
Yeah.
Not easy to do. I know he's pretty close to him there, but changing that angle of that shot, TK doesn't dust this one off. Just a great move there. And two guys go to Cam York, the defenseman coming in here. TK's going to be the open guy. And just watch this. Right on a stick, off his stick, real quick. Back of the net, baby.
Yeah, they're up there in the division now. They're fourth in the conference. What should be our expectations for this team as they're now starting to move along?
My expectations are an effort like this every night, and it's going to be no question that they'll have it against the Penguins.
All right, let's hear from the head coach of this team. He's reshaped them. Rick Tocchet, here he is post-game.
Was that one of the more complete wins so far this year? Just the way you started, the way you executed on the goals, the way goaltending up and down the lineup?
Yeah, it was a good hockey game, and they made a push and, we held it together. We're, 3-1 it's a tough road trip. So, really excited for the guys.
What's to say about your group after starting the trip, with getting shut out against Tampa and the way they've kind of scored and pushed in the last 3 games?
Yeah, no, it's the one thing I love with this group is they always want to learn. Whether we win or lose, or it's a bad period, or it's a good period, they're asking questions. They're trying to learn, and that's what we're doing every day, and trying to build some blocks here.
In that respect, do you see the offense? You see them becoming more connected in the offensive zone and doing the things you want them to do?
Yeah, we're getting some movement, more piston. I'm big in this piston offense. We're trying to get guys to get these areas, and I think it's coming. I mean, there's still work in progress. We had some really good ozone time. The D were really moving. Now, the inside, the second stick, and all the stuff that we're preaching, you're starting to see. So yeah, it's good.